When is this video going to start? Hold on a second. We got to put on these glasses and these new microphones I got. Okay, we're ready to go. Can't see, but I can definitely hear. These are speakers. I put a cable inside from one ear to the other ear to see if I can vibrate better. I saw somebody else do it. I don't even know where to start. Let's start here. 1, 2, see all the pyramids? 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, have to go around, 7 over to 5. Now you see that smiley face in there, the 2 eyes? That's where we're living. This is Pluto. This is Earth. But in the scenario of this, okay, this is the other side of it. 2, 3, 5, 9, 8, 6. We come down to 9 into 7 over to 6, and we keep going around in this area. This is between going to jail, Pluto, going to jail, but this is in the jail. Monopoly 1, 2, 3, 4 corners of Monopoly. We had to go outside the game to get into the game. This shows us Saturn. This is Mark Rodin's positioning numbers. See the way they go straight across, and these are all on angles? Only when you're in the center can you go on. You understand? You see these hangers, these triangles? It's on number 7, upside down 7, number 2 on an angle, MZ, just creates everything. So we're going to go from there, and then we're going to go back to, this is the way it is. It's Asia and it's Europe. That's it. There's nothing else in this world that exists for them. Mars, Venus, Jupiter, but only part of Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. They play a role in this. Isn't it funny the way Mars, to a letter count, comes out to 52, 13, 14, 33, 52? Earth, E, 5, A, 1 is 6, R18 is 24, T is 20, is 34, 44, H is 8, 52. Earth and Mars both have the same letter count. They're opposite on the dice. Check them out where Saturn is opposite of Mars. 52 divided by 2 is 26. 5 and 2 is 7. 4 Mars, 3 Earth is also 7. They both have the same number. Not computerized. Europe, 2 letters, 34. The understanding of this means I'm first. But the understanding of this is Area 51. A and A angel. 15, the egg. A, first ace. A, last ace. 14, number for the last ace, 1. Total 15. Here's your 15. 2 eggs. The 2 eggs they got is the man on the moon, because 10 is the J god. It seems like it's these 2 against us. They just spread out. I mean, Europe had too many people. They just sent them up north. What do you think? Somebody came here and took over the land. They had no money, no boats, no nothing. Hey, soldiers, you want to go up? We're going to have a discovery. Just like we had the discovery on the moon. We're going to go up there to that Northland where Columbus said it was flat and it was round, and we're going to check it out. Then we're going to take it over. It's going to be ours because no one's there. Just like on the moon. Same scenario. Just calling the ball a different strike. When you go down to Venus, and Venus, okay, imagine if there was a third road here, Venus would be right here. Mars is over here. How Mars is so connected to 2 and the 4th planet, the 24 hours of the day. The first and the second on the first row of the 12 hours of the day. The triangular between them. See the stripes? Because that's the way it went. Then when I came back to the house over here, I had to make a 0. But I can't go onto this side. This will meet the exact same scenario on this side. All you got to do is divide up your roulette wheel. It's no more than that. So when you add up all these numbers together, with including from Mercury goes over towards Venus, Venus doesn't say anything. She takes over the role, and they work between each other. Number 1 is out. On the ace, it says, I play from here. The ace is an 11 card. It's already 10 more. The ace is 10 more than 1. I am 10, and what's the other number? So when you see an ace, it's 10. Excuse me, when you see an ace and a 9, it's 10. 2 cards, not 1 card. The other way, it's not. Because when that ace counts as 11 with 9, that's 20. It's 10 each. That's why 10 counts. At the end of the game, it's 10. I have reached the final line, which is a line, and then I went around in a circle because, hey, the fans are in the air. 9-10, cycle of the moon. If you tune in to the next 5 minutes, you will see how I will show you how the numbers are so perfect that everything we actually see has been created through a matrix, a mathematical ingenious, which intertwines and explains even the story through definitions on finding the same number elsewhere, categorizing them, of course. Stick with me, ladies and gentlemen. I've never asked this before, but really tune into these numbers. What I've just showed you, I don't think anybody's going to tell you this. Everybody's going to tell you the numbers, but they're not going to add Monopoly, and they're not going to add Sesame Street, and they're not going to talk about George Jetson or Enzo or Dragon Ball Z. At the same time, bring in all the scenarios about all the astrological signs, the planets, the way they move, the size of the planets, the astrology, why it's Europe versus Asia, what is a Jew, and why is it Jupiter named the way it is of the star of Bethlehem, which is the bet of all life. The bet, the vicious bet, is now a vet. He's an alphabet vet. You better watch out what soup he's making, because he made us. So they're always trying to change us, because we're not perfect, otherwise we'd live forever. And haven't they done well in the past? We're made of all kinds of different kinds of jellies if you really want to put it together. It's just the element is living. So let's go on. Let's go on. So now we had the next one over here. It totals Venus, totals SUN, Sun, Venue, Vega, everybody's in the nude. Meet me, because when you see these lines, my blue lines, this V becomes an M, just like this M. Meet me. The news is the Sun Venue has come up. What number is it? I'm the 22nd letter. Oh, wow. You're my cousin. You're the 13th letter. 9 and 13 is 22. Wow, we still have the same design. Pretty cool. But look at my buddy down here, sticking out her tail at the bottom with me. Yoo-hoo! Can you see? I sure can. The vein. The total, U and E, is 26. SUN, 1940. 1940, the war. SUN, 40 and 14, the cross, is 54. V and E is 27. Isn't that funny? 2 27s, 3 27s are 81. Working out for this planet over here. Would it not fit that it's a total of 133? The 13M of the 3 world equaling to 39. Did you follow what I said? 81, 133. 133, just multiply 13 by 3 is 39, because it doesn't matter what you're going to do with it. You're going to come out with an answer, because it's a number. 8 and 1 is 9. The bottom row over here of Jupiter, can you believe it? 81 part count and 18, because it ends with an 18. I'm not going to change that number, because that number can go up to 20, what, 26, 27, 27, 28, and it starts back at A again. So you know, every 28 years or every 28 days, the alphabet is started over again, just because of this letter. 28 days, 28 months, 28 years, 28 billion years. The total is 99. 9 and 9 is 18. 18. 9 times 9 is 81. And just above it, we had Venus at 81. Just above it, we had Venus at 81. 3 times 27, 118. 18 and 27 is 45, the number of the fox. When we add them, 7, 9, 9, 18 is 25, which gives you the same number back of Mars. 25 of 9 is 225. And that's what they call the exo game, the basic exo of all the quarters, because of all the movements of the clock. It's always in a quarter. Tick, tock, tick, tock. I don't hear anybody talking. I hear a lot of ticking, and it's really aggravating me. So why are you ticking, and what are you saying if you're talking at all? What? What'd you say? Did you hear him? Neither did I. Because if I heard him and you didn't, we're both in trouble. So now we had 133. Now we're going to add 99. It's going to be 232. 232 is beta creation is 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5, makes 11. Then you go into the middle. 3 times 2 on the right. I'll have to show you. Hold on. 232, 6, 5, 11, 6, 5, 11. 232 comes up. 3 times 2, 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 11. Same on this side, 11. You now have 11, 11 from these planets because they're the added spirit. That's why nothing starts till spirit angel of man, Sam. So do you know, they go from here. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. 5 and 5 is 1. It's 10. But it goes around and around and ends up back over here again. See the way I put this 7 inside of it and it cuts the whole thing in half? It's the beak of the bird. Another thing I wanted to say is when you're counting the numbers, now that I came up with 232, now we have to look at the extra numbers. What can be extra? Let me take a look at my page and find out the extra numbers. Oh yes, the extra numbers is when I went to get 8 to the next number, I had to go 8 and 8 to get 7. So if I got 8 and 8 to get 7, I got to get 8 and 8 is 16 plus 7 is 23. So now I got to add on to 23. And now I had to take 7 and 7, which is 14, to get 5. 14 and 5, 19. And now I had to take 5 and double 5 to 10 to get 1. So that's 11. So I have 23, 33, 42, 52, 53, 285. Bingo. These are all the days it took to do all this, right? 23, because we doubled. 5 we doubled, 10 we doubled. On 10 we went back to 1. And if I was smart, when I do the 0, okay, I'm supposed to add on days. Even if I added on 3 days, as you know, I always take off and put on 3 or 4 days because it doesn't matter. If I add on 3 days, I have 288. 288 multiplied by 1.25, I told you of all the quarters, 5 by 5 is 1.25, equals to 360 all around. 11 is spirit angel and man. The total is 53. 5 times 3 is 15. That's the egg. 3 plus 5 is the 8, heaven. Connecting this one. You see the way the arrow goes out with the 8? Because it's going to come on this side and meet the 9 joining in. Because if this one's going this way, the Hebrew will come this way with theirs. We're connecting our island, you connect your island. We'll connect our island, you connect your island. You connect yours. But they're not connecting them like this. They're connecting them like this. And they're taking up east, west, north, and south by just moving. Do you understand? It's not like this. It's Mark Rodin, like this. Mark Rodin said it's on an angle. Well, it's on an angle. Okay, it's the only way things go. See the bird it creates between the eyes over here? This is the Magen David, just this part of it. All you need to do is hook up one there, put one up here, and a cap down here. So we ended up getting 19 is the 10J God with the 9 birth. 23 is the beta creation. And here is the 2 creation of the 3 and 2, because it's the one who created these things. 1, 2, 3. Now on this side, it's a little different. Instead of this being the 1, we're doing the same scenario backwards. Like I told you, here's that design on the other side and on this side. So here you're going 2, 3, 5, 9, 7, Neptune, through the passage in between, and ending up, this is 5. So we can be living right here. If we were living here, 5, 8, that would be 6.5. 7, 5, that would say 7.5. That means we're living on a point between between Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and Neptune. This is where we're living. This is where everybody thinks we're living, right in here. But in all actuality, this is where we have to be. See the diamond edge over here? See this, the way it goes up on an angle? This is the angle it makes. This is Mark's numbers. This is where we have to be. We're in between Saturn and Neptune. That blue sky we see is Neptune's. Jupiter, Saturn, boxed in by Pluto. And then if I flip this upside down like this, would that make a difference? Then we would be living right here. This is between Venus, Saturn, Earth, and Jupiter. So I would have to go 3, number 4 would be over here. Number 5 would be over here, 4 would be over here, 2 would be here, and 6 would be here. -2, 4. Right here, 44 is the mark. This marks 44 on the top. Okay? That's Barack Obama. Now, if we were the same thing on the bottom, like I said, we'd actually be 5 to 8 is 6.5. And then from 7 to 5 is 1, 7.5. Like I said, between Jupiter and Neptune. So that's what it would be. We're playing actually like this. Pretty funny, eh? This one keeps repeating, and this one is free. One side and the other side. You can put the 6 dice this way or this way. It's the chakras. It's the same thing. But you always have to remember, sometimes you shouldn't stop when you begin. Keep on going to the end, to a bigger number, until it comes back to the beginning again. Obviously, until it comes back to the beginning again, it's got no value. These hurt. Wow, everything's so much louder in here. I'm going to show, I don't even know if you can even see this. This is a general grid of what the averages are when you multiply getting 1/4, 1/2, 1/3. Like, just to tell you one joke, is that a lot of people say, yeah, I'll have a part of that, but in French, they'll say, je prendrai un quart de tiers. It means I want a piece. But when you result that back into English, it says I want 1/4 of 1/3. So if they're saying it, it means, and it worked somewhere, otherwise they wouldn't use it. They don't come up with words like this. Another thing, we went back and I'm trying to figure out where I was in this paper. I went back. Two, 4, 6 creates this bird. Why does it create this bird? Because I'm not allowed really to touch in between this diamonds here. It's not my spot. I'm allowed to go over and I can go under because these are my numbers. This is the free space. You know 10, 11, 12. You know the number 10, 11, 12. You know the number with a star key, a 0, and a what's it called? That's your extra space to move around and move your coordinates. The railroad line, 2 men down the line. Okay, where was that? Yeah, and then there was this. Okay, I mean, again, I can go Earth is number 52 and I can explain to you, but all these numbers come together. Do I have to do it here? Take my word for it? Well, what good is my word if you shut down? When you connect 2 into 3, okay, 2 into 3, 2 is a value of 58, 3 is a value of 56, and it totals 114, which is connecting of the 3 worlds. Because 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, after you do that, right, you have to go 5, 6. 7, 5, 1, 6. That's the way I see it. And the reason for 7, 5, 1, 6 is that 5 has to come over to 6 to bring the delivery. In this over here, it's 8, excuse me, 1, 2, the 8 comes in to make the delivery into 6. 8 delivers into 6. 8 delivers into 6. So that means before, I would have had to make this design the other way maybe? Yes, I made the design backwards. Wow. So when this goes to here, this goes to here, this goes to here, this goes to here, 4, this goes to here, 7 and 7 is 14, this 5 goes to here, this goes to here. I can't, just give me a second. This and this, there you go here, there you go, here is 8, 6, 2, 3, and then you go, here is 9, and then you go over to 5, and that's where you stay. So you go 3 to 2, to 6, to 8, to 9, to 5, and back to 6 again. Or back down to 9, between 5 and 9. What happens? We start here and we go here. 3, 2. Then 2 comes over to here. The 6 area, here. See the way it shapes a 3? 3, 7. 3 times this design, 37, is the twin top floors of the Twin Tower. See how they stretched out all the way up? See that little padding over here to hold up this one? Then they'll put one over here, and all they do is keep padding them. Then when they're done, tuk, 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 they all go. All padded. So then we have 3 plus 2 equals 58 and 56, 114. 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 days. This scenario produces an 1111. It also creates a 333, all talking about Christ. All made up numbers. If there's a God, he didn't do this. He did it because we were going to find it and find out the reality that everything on earth is matching. Then we go over 2, 3, over to 6. 6 value of Saturn. Okay, but the 6 number in a letter value is 52. 52 and 114, 166. We have the middle level, and we're already reaching 166. The 1 of the 6 and 6, 616. It's the P letter. Why is it the P letter? Because it's the Popeye. You never saw the design of the P? It's a PR, man. He's walking down. The Simpsons showed you this, didn't they? So now you would have 166, and you're going over to the 8, and the 8 is valued at 49. Letter count. Isn't that funny? 49, 4 by 9 is 36. 9 plus 4 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Just repeats itself. Isn't that a coincidence that they all match? 49 and 166 is 215. That's Abe. Hey, Abe, what's happening? It's not only 215, but it's the year 2015. I'm allowed to shove 1,000 in there. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to count anymore. So we put in 215. So now we got the 8. We're going over to the 9, which is a value of 42 letter count, which is also the same as 5, 42. And also, when you play craps, it has the same payout, the same dice. Equals 257. Now that I've added up to the 8 and added up to 257, we're back to 114 again. Just another level up. 1010. 257. 25 quarters. $1.75. What is it good for? You tell me. 257, we went to the 8, we went to the 9, now we're going back to the 5, we add another 42. Because 5 and 9 are the same, and they have the same passage. Plus 42 equals to a total of 299. 299. Now we get back to the center where the 5 is. We went where the 5 is. And now where would the 5 go? The 5 would go nowhere. The 5 would become 10. You have to add 39 to this one. You can add more or less. We're going to add 39. The total comes out to 338. The total comes out to 338. Now if you multiply 3 by 38, you come back to 114 again. Doesn't this look like a pharmaceutical thing up here? These pharmaceutical things? They're all matching. I haven't worked on the elements yet. These letters here are A, B, and E, like Uncle Abe Lincoln. I've got an eye on you. Isn't it funny? Like, you know what I see? I see that this whole scenario, this whole life, the past 7,000 years that have gone by, it's all about today. Even though they said that in the past. It's really all about today. I mean, really all about today. Because if the numbers by this time, within the next 3 months, do not speak their own, don't forget, at the beginning, they go at one level. After that, who cares? You understand? That's the mentality of the system. It only can build up and build up and build up. A computer has become just like man. It's throwing its hands in the air and says, okay, we got to do it now. It thinks. A computer has a time limit to everything. They have to keep on teaching it that patience is a virtue. But then when that comes by, it's now too late. And the computer says, fuck, I missed. Patience was a virtue. Not this time, buddy. Not this time, buddy. And the next time comes and it's not this time, buddy. So when does the computer turn around and say, fuck that? Okay? We're in the year 2000. We got a crime to commit. 808 Joker, it's a crime to commit. You see that black stuff in there? I guess it's a crime to commit. Not many people know, not even really the casinos know. Not even the card manufacturers know. Nobody knows until the first scientist who ever said to do it that way. It's not their camera, it's the camera of all cameras that intercept every camera. The higher the building in the center, the bigger the antenna, the more information they're gathering. Thank God Montreal is not that high, and we have all these buildings all around us in this scenario with a slight amount of people. And we got a little small Quebec with a few 100,000 people. We have such a beautiful, beautiful Canada. I've never been to Calgary, okay? I haven't been to most of the north. I haven't seen much of the north. I was in a bunch of places, but we're not here to talk about me. The center, 1.25 down, 1.25 up. The center is 2.5, but nobody lives at 2.5. So we go up one notch, we go to 2.25, and we live over the 1/4 of the moon. Number 19. 19 plus 25 is 44, Barack Obama, and this is the end of that number. 4 by 4 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. We're in the 45th president. 4 and 5 is 9. 9 by 7 is 63. 6 and 3 is 9. 9 and 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 39. 39 is the end of a turn. Do you see this? Here's one turn. Here's the other turn. Pretty funny, eh? This turn and this turn looks the same to you, doesn't it? But this turn was different. This turn was a little different. This one you weren't sure about. Now this one looked exactly the same. Now this turn, you saw it before, but now it's on the wrong angle. You're not sure about the road, and all of a sudden it's back the way it started again. Jack me off. It's the way it's got to be, my friend. That's got to be, what angle would that be? How far down can this jack go on my head before it falls off? Hey, look, we're in the south. Yay, we're in the south. Oh, it's getting a little cold outside. Don't go too far in the ocean. Okay, we're going back home, back to Canada. Thank God. I'd rather stay in Canada. I'm not looking at politics right now. I just want to be up here where it is, where you get these vibrations. You feel the cool air of the winter and everybody's trying to bustle and move in and out because it's cold outside, and everybody forgetting the stamina and the uncertainty of the mind that is undistinguished beyond always in a rush. So we discussed these few little numbers. When you want to go to a quarter of a quarter, okay, a quarter of a quarter, 25, that's the 41 cents. A quarter of a quarter equals 625. Multiply it by the 41 here equals the Mayan calendar of 25,625. Here's the 25,000 already. The 6 has already been committed when the ace played center. It's only a quarter of 6. A quarter to 6, a quarter after 6. It's an open mouth between the numbers of 3 and 9 on the clock, depending what angle you put them on. So I didn't talk about Pai Gow poker, in which you play 5 cards and 2 cards separate, that if your hand ties and the top ties, even your 2 cards tie, you lose to the dealer. Everybody knows it's like this. See what it says, 7 up? Well, I'm going to have to do that code now and play all those numbers with 7 up or 3 up. If it's 3 up, okay, if it's 3 up, this will turn. If it's 7 up, it turns that way. And if you notice, 1 point, 2 points, 1 point, 2 points, 1.5 points, a half a point, 1.5. You understand the building of the design. The other thing is, listen to this. Okay, I'm going to bring you the association with the numbers. Let me get a drink. I'm a little thirsty. Doing a little painting. I've been doing a little painting on my floor. I have to get my lighters here. Yeah! Friday night. Funny. That's why I never clean my hands, because I can't figure out which one it is. Okay, I'm going to go with the numbers. 1, 2. Okay, and if I can remember, I'll try and add them up. 1, 2 in the Mark Rodin numbers in a row. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 10, 1, which makes 11. The planets are Mercury, the number 1 planet, 34. I'm giving you the number count. Mercury and Venus, okay, they both are in the family of the 4s. They're both 44s. Mars is also a 44. Mercury, Venus, and Mars are 4, 4, and 4. One is the 13th letter, one is the 22nd letter, the other is the 13th. When you add them together, you get 444. Neptune is the 14th letter. Pretty funny. 1, 4 this time. 4, 4, 4, 4, 1, 4. Because once you move one up a level, they all come up with you. They can stay on their level, but you drag them up. Mercury, 34. Now, I didn't do the Mercury count of its name like I did on the other one. But it's funny, the way when I get from Neptune over to Uranus, the total is 114, like the numbers we just counted before, which is 38, 38, 38, the big pregnancy. So we get Mercury and Venus coming together. The total letter count between 1 and 2 is 92. And that's 92, 29 is the birth. It's the coming together of 1. 1 comes into 2 by 9. Why by 9? The reason is because 9 is on this corner. You put another tic-tac-toe over here, the 7 will be on the corner of the 9. You put one over here, the 1 will be on the corner of the 9. But there is no 1, so it means 91. 9 connects to 1 spirit, goes into the 5 box. And you keep on going down, and then you're going down. And it's 1973 that does it all, because 5 is centered to all. So now we have 4. Venus and Mars total 118, which is KR. 11 times 8 is 88. Again, 8s and 4s, 8s and 4s. It's all set up. And Pluto, as a letter count, is 84. And that's everything. It's like we really never left far from Pluto. We're in the big world, but we're in the small world. It's 2 expressions. So anyways, when you connect Neptune to Uranus, you get 38, 38, 38, the 3 worlds again. So this is all really sick. And when you make 7 from 88, 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. The total of the 8 and 8 is 16. 16 plus the 7 is 23, which is the creation of Beta. If you take the 7 and add it up, 7 and 7 is 14, equals 5. I'm going to try and show you where it is. You see, 7 and 7 is 14. 14 equals 5. You add these 2 up. 19. In the 7 hole going to 5, you have 19. That's the birth carried with the J God. The value of 5 is 42. The value of 5 and 5 is 84. You value 5 and 5, 84. You're back to Pluto. And number 44, Herbert Hoover, Barack Obama, Hoover Dam. It just continues. These are just simple number counts. I mean, everybody sees this as an O-N-E, but I don't see it. Say it. 1, it sounds like a W to me. So put a W in front of it. W and O are 38. 38 in the 20 world are 58. What's the number? Somebody told me the number of women was 66 today. Well, if woman is 66, would that not mean man is 11? And the average would be 33? Or is woman part of man? A woman is not a whole, and neither is a man. One of us is not whole. In fact, we're not even close to being whole of anything except for wholly being of the light of God. Whatever a God is, if everybody doesn't like what a God, I'm going to tell you what a God is. It's very simple. When you make a decision at any time in your life, you have decided upon a reasoning. You spoke with no one, you saw no one, you talked with no one, yet you made a decision all by yourself. Therefore, you have met God. He's that deeper incense into thinking. He says, well, what should I do? Well, who the fuck are you asking? What should you do? You're all alone. What should I do? Well, who's coming back at you? It's a God. G is a 7. It's a gate. It's a passage. O is the waterway of the waters of your mind moving. D, okay, is the delta angle. It's a triangle. 120 degrees, 120 degrees, 120 degrees. Trap it. You trap it in between, it's 60 and 60. You're back to the Magen David again. So you're your own God within your own mind, your own prison. You're in your own prison. For those of you who are out there, bipolar and all these psychological defects, this is what you need. Okay? This is what you need. You need to somehow believe in yourself. You need people to believe in you. Okay? There's other things I want to say that I'm not allowed to say, but you are not as sick as you think you are. We're only sick because we can go a little fast. And everybody thinks it's wrong. It's not wrong. If you would slowly go fast like I have over the last 8 years, you would learn. I'm finally, I mean, not at this present moment. I like to get up and do it, but I can walk and shut my mouth and do nothing, speak to nobody. But when I get up to do this, this is my thing. That's why I'm doing this. But I've never believed more in myself. I have never really, there's things that I've taken out of my life, like anything that has to do with plastic, I stay away from, I cut it up, I throw it out. I shut my fridge off at certain times in the day, just when I hear the buzzing. If you don't believe it's a matrix world, if you don't believe you have one life, you came in here as 9 lives of the cat. You grew up to be who you are as sick. 6. Which equals 52 in the Mayan numbers. Everything has been planned. We get these diseases and we go in the hospital and they drug us. We need to be talked to. Somebody has to see our visions as not abnormal, but eccentric, different. Because certain people like Einstein or all these great people who had any kind of definite disorder, Aldous Huxley and whoever else it is because no one was ready to see the vision of a larger sight. Your vision is so much greater within inside your mind than anything you can ever see outside your mind. There is nothing you can't hear that you cannot associate, because once you can't associate, all of a sudden is, what was that? Did you hear that sound? What was that sound? I don't know. Could it have been the cigarette pack? I think our cigarette pack is talking to us. Hello, cigarette pack. What are you doing, cigarette pack? You talking to me? I thought I heard you calling. You want me to smoke you, eh? Yeah, you want me to smoke you. Fuck them. I didn't ask him to come into my house. I brought him in all by myself. But the best one is this one. M-O-N. You see this letter over here? This is like a T. It's a holder of the E letter. It leans on the M. The O holds between the N and the M. See these little marks at the bottom? You don't think they're nothing? M-O-N-T-R-E-A-L. Montreal. Lemon and lime. The limelight. So where were we next? Yeah, if you want to count any number, what, you were born on the 14th? You were born on the cross. Which month? Now we multiply the number, months times the number. That's all it is. That's all it is tic-tac-toe, dot to dot. I'll show you just one little scenario. You cover more ground, okay? You cover more ground going this way than going around this way. This is a perfect angle. You cover more ground. The less you go on the angle, the less you're capable, the more you'll be going around the earth. The 45-degree angle is it. Everything goes that way. When you look at the deck of cards, you see the lines going down. They're not going down. They're going on angles. They're all going on their own angle. And when they get to the end and the loops, they come back. And now you start to build your block. Now you build a tic-tac-toe. Now you put a circle. Now you put a mug and dove it. Now you put over it a 4-point star. Now you put over it the K-star. The K-star is 7 sevens without lifting your pen. You draw the 5-point star. You make the hockey rink. You make the baseball rink. You start to play chess and pool and Monopoly. And you get every game involved because the dictionary is biased. I didn't see anything in the dictionary that said, hey, when you get to the avenue, well, which avenue? Well, the Mediterranean Avenue? No, I want to go to Baltic Avenue. Maybe we can go to Kentucky Avenue, Illinois Avenue, Indiana Avenue. Well, wait a second, I'm in the mood for the gardens. Let's go to Marvin Gardens. Ooh, what a scary place that is. Looks like jail's looming by. Marvin Gardens, you came out from the hole right there. Marvin's Kosher Foods. It's a big game we live in, my friends. So all those who are feeling sick, ill, and they can't help it, I thought I could never help it myself. But once you're running, you can fall back in there, for sure. But once you're able to break that elastic and be able to hold on to it yourself, it's a whole new world out there, my friends, a whole new world out there. Peace and calm for absolutely no reason you're feeling good. Not listening, not hearing, just everything seems to be buzzing just as well as it is with the radio as without the radio. And my radio is going to be on after I get off with this message. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.